Welcome to Real Estate with Real Faces, where homes meet hometown heroes. We're your trio behind the transaction. I'm Claire Springer, a realtor.
I'm Ashley Four, a lender.
And I'm Lindsay Michael, a title rep, bringing you real conversations with real people in our community.
From local business owners to everyday neighbors, we're spotlighting the faces behind the places and the stories behind the sold signs.
So grab your coffee, pull up a chair, and let's talk life, business, and all things real estate with a personal twist. Welcome back to Real Estate with Real Faces. Today we have a special guest. This is Ryan. He is with McCarthy Insurance. So we're going to be talking about the types of insurance that he can offer you. What are some things that you may need to prepare for those types of insurance? And then maybe he'll answer some questions along the way to help you understand insurance. So first off, go ahead and introduce yourself, and then can you explain to us how did you get into doing insurance? What made you choose to go that path?
I've been in insurance for all my adult life. Right now with McCarthy Insurance, I'm the executive director of employee benefits and individual insurance. It's a fancy way of saying I consult with businesses as well as individuals on their insurances.
Okay.
Much different approach than most people who sell insurance. Most folks are just like, here are your coverage, this is what you need, have a good day. Not myself so much. I like to make sure that the people that I sit with understand what it is that you're buying, because I feel like an educated consumer is much more valuable than somebody that's just shopping price. Because what that means is that if I happen to be too expensive, because price at the end of the day is usually the bottom line, that you can find yourself going to the next agent. Hopefully never, but again, you find yourself going to the next agent and that you know what to ask for. You know what coverages are important. Yeah. And if they're willing to skim those off the top, I've had quite a few clients that are just like, well, because you've helped me so much, I can adjust the increase. I'm also an independent broker. Okay. So I'm not what's called captive. So those are going to be your all states or state farms that only sell those products. Nothing wrong with them. They have great rates, but I can shop the market. Okay. So it stops all the heavy lifting, or I do all the heavy lifting for my
So is there a type of flexibility, though, within price with you? Mm-hmm. So kind of like us with the realtor side, like, our commission's negotiable, but with you for insurance, like, I really like it, but can we get it a little bit, a couple dollars less a month? Yeah. Is that an option?
Yes.
Or is that a whole different plan or taking things out? But again, obviously negotiating the
negotiating, no, in the definition of the word. Okay. But to be able to make some adjustments to coverages, maybe you find deductible. Hey, I have a nest egg where I can take on a loss of $5,000 as far as my deductible is concerned, versus the industry standard, which is about $1,000 or $2,500. But if you have that nest egg, hey, I can take on more. Let's just get the premium down because the coverages are great. That's where that consultative approach comes into play.
Perfect. Mm-hmm. And then what types of insurance do you offer?
Again, auto, home, life, health, Medicare, group insurance, so group health and benefits, so dental vision for group as well.
Awesome. And then for like health insurance, you can cover an entire family?
Yes.
Because you said, it was family and business owners is what correct. You said? Yeah. Okay, perfect.
So the company itself, so say there's a plastics company that has 25 employees, I can go in and write the group insurance. The benefit of being able to have group insurance is that you get a longer retention when it comes to employees. So from a business owner perspective, it's worth the investment to invest in those that's going to help the business grow and run. So I typically meet with business owners, find out what it is that they have to start with, and say, hey, this is kind of the adjustment that you should be making. I see that you have, only so many people that are enrolled. If we're able to get a higher enrollment amount and they'll be able to stay longer, and to save the price, is that something that you'd be interested in?
Okay. So then also speaking from the real estate standpoint, I work with some clients who have flipped homes or are flipping homes. They need a type of insurance that isn't necessarily a long term, it's more of a short term, like a 6 month. They only need like the homeowners insurance for while they're working on the house. Sure. are those types of insurance that you offer?
They are available.
Okay.
Yeah, they are available.
Perfect.
It's a case-by-case basis. Like I know flippers can flip a house, and you don't necessarily welcome everybody in just because they're your friend. But, there's no question that the option is available.
And if somebody wants to get started in any kind of insurance, what is something that they need to come with? Because speaking for me personally, how you started out with people normally just go, okay, sure. That's me. I mean, point blank, I had to get new auto insurance, and I was so lost and just got quotes and said, yup, there we go. Sounds great. That's our new car insurance. I mean, what is something for somebody like me that would help me to look at specifically what are things that I should be looking out for?
Gotcha.
And then what are some things that maybe would help you understand what would be best, what I'm looking for? Does that make sense? What are some, I guess, because I wouldn't know what kind of questions to ask, again, because I would just, great, I saw your price. Yes or
I
no?
like that.
Yeah, right. I'm not going to know what kind of questions to ask you or what to change. So can you kind of...
So the approach
sorry, that was a lot.
No, it's cool. The approach that I take, honestly, even with yourself, would be, okay, so you currently have state's minimum coverage. If you were to hit me, do you think that that's going to you can take on the loss of hitting me in your car or hitting my family in your car, and I have a family of 5? You think $25,000 is enough for that?
Oh, I don't know.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
So what I would do is we would talk and say, no, that's not enough. That's not enough for the family of 5 that I have. In the event of you doing so, or I hit you, do you have something that's going to protect you? I don't know. This is what this coverage means. Uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. Here's why $100,000 is the bare minimum that you should have. Here is your standard liability. This is if you hit me. This is the bare minimum that you should have. Yes, there's a state minimum, but if you were to hit somebody who has a family that's in a car, young family, old family, it doesn't matter, you're going to be in a situation where all of your assets are going to be drawn out, because I'm sure there's tons of people in commercials that if the insurance company is not giving you fair compensation, you're going to call up. So it's those type of things. Where we live in a sue-happy society. So it's better to be prepared up front so that you don't have that risk. Some other questions to ask for is like an umbrella policy. If you own your auto and own your home, being able to bundle an umbrella policy over the top of that is important too. It gives just $1 million of coverage over the auto and over the home. Now, if you have young drivers like I do, an umbrella policy is absolutely mandatory, because you
never know.
That's the point. You don't know.
They're new.
They're new to the road.
We just talked about how I got in an accident when I first started driving, so
you get the experience. But a common misconception, more particularly with like homeowners even, is that, okay, I have this new home that my husband and wife, that me and my husband are actually purchasing. Okay, but what happens if your husband doesn't come home from work?
I cry.
You're 3 months. You're 3 months into this new home. You just picked out new carpet. And what happens if he doesn't come home from work? Now, it takes both of you all's income to pay this mortgage, right? Why don't you have a term policy that's going to be able to extend the life of while you're paying for that mortgage? That way, if something happens to you all, you don't just have the protection of paying the home off. We have that consultative approach, as I mentioned, where say you're paying $250 for the home, maybe you go bump it up to $300, so you can have paying off the home and 6 months of grieving. Grieving, everybody grieves in their own way. Everybody has their own way of even doing it. So being able to have something that's going to give you a buffer time, hopefully you have short-term disability. Hopefully your job lets you off for the loss of a spouse or loss of a child or something like that. But what do you have in those situations that'll be able to come support you? It helps supplement you.
And then where are you licensed for?
Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, and Missouri.
Perfect. And then I'm assuming because you're here on the podcast with us, that if somebody were to call you, it's not necessarily going to be an automated messaging system. You don't. Do we have to fill up anything out online for package wise?
We do have a quoting on McCarthyINS.com.
But if you have questions, you could specifically give you a call.
Yes.
Are you willing to sit down with somebody to go over their options and packages and such?
Absolutely.
Because obviously, I know for me, like, I have some older clients that are not going to want to pick up the phone and call somebody. They're going to want to choose somebody to sit down and have those conversations.
I am old school at heart, so I prefer the face-to-face with the ease of documents and things like that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
We can e-sign this. We don't need a wet signature,
Right.
but here, and be able to.
But here's my phone call.
A digitally touched experience.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
It's a lot easier, I think, especially with insurance, to really like, even if you're talking to them on the phone, it's different than sitting in front of them and showing them and saying, okay.
Yeah.
You know,
I've made house calls. So, I mean, because I have such a history in Medicare, I've made house calls to where I've taken care of folks in Medicare and then also quoted their home the next day.
Yeah.
And being there or talking about their auto and taking care of their home and their auto after a Medicare appointment, just not to make sure those things can get misconstrued, but you just build that trust for people and make sure that you meet them where they are.
So let's now talk about claims.
Oh, sorry. Before we get to claims, I'm a texter too.
Okay.
It's shoot me a text.
Yeah.
Hey, I got your
Fast.
information. Yeah, I got your information. Can we meet? Absolutely. I'm all about being able to do that. So I'm many ways to get in contact with.
Talking about claims now, so switching. Let's say they already have the insurance. Now they need to make a claim. If they don't know if this is, so for example, I just had a client reach out to me, was like, hey Claire, this happened with that crazy storm, right? That happened here. And she was asking me, should I contact my home warranty? Do I contact my home insurance? She's like, I know you're my realtor, or was my realtor, but you're my go-to person, so help me out. So in a situation like that, she's reaching me because she knows that I'm an actual person, right? If somebody needed to get a claim or had a question about their insurance, are they able to contact you and say, hey, is this grounds for me to make a claim on?
Oh, absolutely. I love being able to discuss those things because, as I mentioned, with being able to have that deductible risk, right? So you can get the situation with the storm that we had, even with the tornado. Prayers for the families that were affected. That was heavy. That was super heavy. But
one of our agents in our office down south actually sent us videos of the tornado. It was a mile away from her house.
Oh my
It was nerding out, but I felt so bad.
I know. That stuff is so dramatic sometimes. Dramatic.
Sorry, that was random. But
no.
go ahead.
We always get sidetracked when it comes to tornadoes. I don't understand.
I wonder how many of our episodes actually has had tornadoes discussed on there.
Literally, probably every single one.
That's awesome.
Anywho,
You got a mind of it. Yeah. But yes, I am a point of contact. We do have at McCarthy a claims specialist.
Probably on the website. Right?
Yeah. Well, no. Call me. Call the agency. I need to file a claim, or let's discuss whether or not I have the claim. If you, we talked about the deductible opportunity where, okay, I can't take on a $5,000 deductible. When we have originally gotten a policy started, $2,500 is what I can take on financially. That's where we have that discussion. Your deductible is X. That's going to be your exposure. Anything after that exposure, the insurance company is going to take care of. But that's where the education piece comes in. And again, the consultative approach is because so many people get policies and it's like, oh, the premium's cheaper. And they get a situation like the wind and they have a 1% deductible. Yeah, that means that's 1% of the $355,000 home that you own.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Right. I mean, it's $3,000, $3,400, but that's not the $2,500 you expected.
Yeah.
right.
Or I have a 2%. Now it's like, okay, I'm trying to figure that out. Or my home is worth $700,000, and I have a 2% deductible or a 5% deductible. Some people just don't know. So if they're not willing to take the time, that's different. But I always make sure that I take the time to explain this is what you have because I say often relationship brings people in, but it's the responsibility of the best ability I can have is availability. It's claims time when it really proves who I am and how much I care for people. It's being able to go out and be that middle part between the insurance company and the insured, making sure everything's get taken care of, because nobody wants to be left out in the wind, pun intended. You know what I mean?
No, but I mean, I guess what would be the answer to that question though? Like if you have damage on your home, do you call insurance first or do you call your home warranty first?
So
It depends on what your home warranty covers, I guess.
yeah,
It's
it
not
is.
gonna
It
cover
is.
No?
So I had, she called the home warranty. The home warranty told her we don't cover, God.
Acts of
God.
God.
Acts of God.
Yeah.
Thank you. We don't cover
So
acts
here's
of
my
God.
problem with that.
So she was
Isn't
like,
any weather event an act of God?
yes,
Or all?
exactly.
Or
So
electrical
she was
service?
like, okay. She called homeowners insurance, but because of the quote that she got to do the repairs, it was a small amount that needed repaired on her roof.
It wasn't-
It didn't make sense for her to put in the claim for the insurance, so she just
Yeah.
covered it herself. Anyway,
Because if it's going to cost you less than what your deductible is, why
Exactly.
make a claim on it?
exactly.
So a
And
lot
that's
of
what she
people,
did.
what I coach a lot of people to, and I've been out to many claims, is let's go out and look and see if the damage. If this is what you think the damage is, or send me a picture. Get an estimate first. Have somebody come out. Be proactive about what work needs to be done, because what what situation you're in now is okay. It's going to cost $1,500. You got a $2,500 deductible, or I have $1,000 deductible. Can you just make the $1,500?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Or
Yeah.
if it's under the 25, can't you just make the 1,500?
Right.
You go out and you have to have a whole roof replaced. You're talking $30,000. Yeah.
Absolutely.
File the claim.
Yeah, right.
But you have an
A tree
estimate.
fell on you. Yeah, let's
Yeah. But you are already proactive. You have an estimate. You can submit that to the insurance company, the
Right.
adjuster. However long it's going to take for the adjuster to come out is more than likely, if it's a tornado, more than one person is being affected. But you have all your ducks in a row, so that when it comes check cutting time, that's all that they have to do. You're not finding an adjuster after,
Right.
finding a contractor after the fact,
Yeah.
when everybody else is being affected by
Right.
storms.
Yeah.
definitely moves it along faster.
Or you don't get the storm chasers. That's another one of those things. We get those so often in our area, where storm chasers are just,
Amazing.
hey, I seen that you guys had hail. You need a new roof. I saw that, and I mean, I've heard stories of people getting up on a roof with ball hammers, and it's like, I was just tapping around to see what the situation was, and you got a diamond shaped cluster of, see this is damage right here. You see that? This is damage right here. And he went up there and was tapping around, saying he was looking for the what word did he say? I forgot it. It's something about the structure of it. Forgot what fancy word. He basically put two words that don't mean
Anything
together.
together.
They don't mean anything.
Yeah.
But in the conversation, I mean, insurance company pretty much denied. It was just like, well, no hail came through here, and these are clearly diamond shaped. Like it's one here, nothing here, and one here. Hail doesn't strike like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to be a random cluster, or even just a random pocket or two of it, not a strategic
Diamond.
amount.
Right.
It's like, dude, you should not have. I mean, you should know better. That's
It's an
not
act
cool.
of God. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? That diamond.
Yeah, about that. About that.
So McCarthy Insurance you said it was you're a broker.
Yes.
So do you, in the insurance sense, is that meaning you go out and you find insurance companies and pick, like, you can piece them together or find the best one, or is like McCarthy Insurance its own entity, like its own actual insurance that offers policies like that name? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes
Okay.
perfect sense. So we have contracts with like all the nations, or some of the nation's top carriers, as well as some French companies as well. So if you find yourself in a situation where you have a bad driving record, and you need to be put with a different company because of the youthful that won't stop speeding, but your house insurance is fantastic without having that, we have more than one company that we can put you with at
Okay.
a time, so that
Perfect.
it makes sense. And
So it's kind of like a realtor in that, like where I go out, I'm a realtor broker in the state of Indiana, right? Where I can go and find different houses. You're kind of like that for insurance, where you can find those different policies or different companies to make it
The perfect little piece.
for that
Yeah.
perfect person.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
yeah.
Man.
What?
Seems like a lot.
I've
It
been
seems
do-
like it can be a lot, like, based off of, like, the person.
I've been doing it for 17 years
Yeah.
and
Wow.
picking on a little bit of this and a little bit of that in order to make sure that I can help. I want to be to the point, and with McCarthy, I know that I'll get there, to where if there's an issue or something that somebody has that I can solve, I'll be the person to go to.
Right.
So you
Even
said,
if I can't actually help them,
yeah.
I can point them in the right direction
Right.
and say, hey, I've done all that I can do.
Uh-huh.
This is somebody else that you should probably get in contact
Yeah.
with.
So how large is McCarthy Insurance then? So like, let's say I have a because you said you're Indiana, Michigan,
Illinois,
and Missouri.
That's me personally.
Right. So what if I had a client that's from Florida?
Right. So we have other sales agents that are there that would be licensed in Florida, which again is one of those handoff situations I
Yeah.
mentioned. I've done all that I can do, or I'm not licensed in the
Right.
state you're looking for. Here's Rhonda, or here's Abby, and they'll be able to.
That's the duck's name.
They would help. Rhonda the duck.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't know that.
She's a wild girl.
Really?
Yeah, she
She gets
loud.
rowdy.
Yeah, she crazy. Sorry. So so McCarthy Insurance then is
Yes, we're
All
actually
over.
we're
Nationwide.
actually I want to say the largest in the area, or not the largest insurance in the area, but we're a middle-sized company, but the largest middle-sized company in our area.
okay.
So you either have someone who's super big, and they only take on so many. They have a bottom line of what they'll be able to
Right.
write, only $1 million houses, or only $10,000 revenue generated contracts, or you have the very small ones who just don't have it. We're
Right.
one in the middle, and we're one of the biggest, if not the biggest.
Is there like a type of policy or a type of client that you prefer working with over another?
Somebody who will listen.
Somebody who will
That's
listen.
perfect.
Man, we all
Yeah.
need that. Yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
because there's that question in the field where it's like, who's your perfect like clientele,
Yeah.
or what's your best clientele? And I know that people are always like, oh, like first time home buyers or like snowbirds or whatever. And I heard someone say, I can't remember where it was, but it was like someone who will listen to what I say, like that
Yeah.
will follow the advice, will actually trust in what I'm telling them. And I was like, oh, I was thinking of it as like a
I don't ever
like a
answer that
characteristic
question
thing.
because if you look at all of my clientele,
totally different.
even I had somebody who recently asked me, "What's the price point of houses that you sell?" I'm like, listen,
It varies.
I have sold
wide.
like a $30,000 house all the way to like $1 million houses. There is no I don't base it off that sale.
Right.
I don't base it. I just somebody that I can.
I'm just a girl who likes to look at houses and make money.
I just want to help people. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all I want to
Doesn't matter who
do.
you are.
When you have that servant's heart, though, you'd be surprised how many people just want to be helped. All I want to do is help people. In my case, in insurance, your case with selling homes and title and loans and all that stuff, I just want to be able to help people. There's so many people who try to take advantage
Yeah.
Yeah.
of everyone else. To be the person that's that breath of fresh air is what I strive for. Oh my God, I put my information out on the internet and I've had 500 calls.
Yeah.
Thank God you were able to come in and save
Yeah.
the day. It's like, you're so nice, you're polite. It's like, I'm
Now I
just
can just
honestly
ignore
being
all
me.
those
I'm just
other
being
people.
me.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm just being
I
me.
had the exact same call. Somebody was like, "You are so kind. You're so responsive," and I'm like, call it my education background that I have to answer my phone or respond within 24 hours. But this is just who I am, and
Right.
this is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. I
It's-
couldn't
you're gonna
imagine
have
putting
this-
somebody off.
yeah. You're gonna have this throughout the entire transaction. So, is there anything like? Do you prefer email, phone call, or however anyone can get in contact with you?
Well, getting in contact with me is simple. Call, text, email, office number. I'm out and about doing pods, helping out folks
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So maybe not in the office. Texting me will probably be the go-to. Documentation is usually sent via email. That way you're info isn't like just on my phone.
Right.
Where is that safe at anywhere? Even if you got two-step verification for everything. But being able to send information via email is great. But my cell phone is my life until I have my family life.
Right.
So, I mean, I have answered after-hours calls or helped with after-hours claims or directed people in the best way. But usually there's moments where you just got to shut it off. Otherwise, you won't stop. Something that we hadn't talked about.
Work balance life.
Yeah. Something that we hadn't talked about as far as insurance is knowing what it is that is most important to a person. Because you get people who have collectors. You have you farm animal. You got a duck named Rhonda. Does your insurance company know you have a duck or ducks?
I know.
See what I mean? Yeah. The things that are important to you are important to share with your insurance agent, or with me in particular. Because you get people nowadays, farming is popular. So you have 47 chickens, 2 donkeys, and a goat that you get milk from. It's essentially fine, all things being equal, as long as it's within your household. It's, I give eggs to the neighbors, or, the neighbor kids come in and they help me, gather the eggs up. There's that risk,
So when somebody does work on their house, so let's say, I don't know, they got a new roof, or added a shed, or did something like that, should they be contacting their insurance company right away then to tell them, hey, heads up, I know you have it written in the books that I have an old roof, no longer, I got it new.
Yeah, well, the beautiful part about that is it comes with discounts.
So I was just going to ask that then, following up.
Yeah.
Does that help with those types of things? But but having a shed, though, could that hurt you because it's a whole other structure?
No. So what it is that you have different tiering of coverages. Your dwelling is going to cover the house or anything permanently attached. And then you have other structures, and most people I don't have any other structures, and you got me insured for $44,000. Well, it's 10% of your coverage A, which is a dwelling coverage. So that 10%, whether you have a shed or not, you do have that coverage. So when you do go build that pole barn that you've always wanted because it's become available, you got $44,000 to be able to protect it. Now, you have scheduling items that are also important too. So you do have a pole barn in which you work on your car, or you got a collector car you're working on, and all the tools that are in there. Yeah, you should be contacting your insurance company. I do have a new pole barn. I only work on my car in here. I don't have any business that's running out of it, and I have $150,000 worth of tools. I want to schedule the tools. I want the pole barn insured separate, because then you have greater control over what the losses are impacting. So if there is something that goes up in smoke in the shed, you're not, how can I say it without having some sort of a misrepresentation? The shed goes up, you'll have just the shed that'll be taken care of or replaced.
Right, not the items on the inside.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll have the tools that'll for sure be replaced because you have those scheduled. A lot of husband and wives buy matching wedding bands. So if you have $50,000 worth of jewelry, you would think that it would all be covered, and there's limitations that's on that. You know what I mean? Guns are something else that's important. Us being in Indiana, hunting season is important. People will not schedule their guns, lose it, or have it misplaced somehow. And this 15 or $3,000 rifle that I've been using for the last couple of years is not essentially covered in its entirety on the policy.
So I saw, I think it could have been on TikTok, but I also literally just walked into our investment home and when we were cleaning it all out, and I found a ledger that this woman had literally written down every single item, and it was, the tabs, and it was like kitchen, and you flip to kitchen, and it was every single item that was in the kitchen.
Wow.
Right. So cool to see, and it included pictures. It had like pocket sheet for a picture. Listen, I was loving it.
What
I don't have
in
something
the
like that.
Pokemon Homestead crap is that?
But
Oh
I've
my
also
Lord.
had somebody, when I watched a TikTok, said that they should do something like that because in the case of a home fire,
Yeah.
you have
An
take that
itemized
item,
list, yeah.
you have an itemized list of everything that you bought it for, and you can take that and then claim that on insurance.
That is insane.
Is that accurate, or is there like really items that like your Tupperware doesn't really matter, but like your weapons or wedding rings,
Big
those
things.
things should be written down. However, all the rest doesn't need to be.
So your coverage is going to be your personal property. So that's going to cover everything that if you were to take the house and shake it out, that's going to be covered. You have what's called blanket or schedule items. Blanket is, I don't know, I don't want to go get my guns registered, or I don't want to go get my guns appraised for value.
Okay.
But I think $20,000 are covered for my guns. There's going to be limitations to that depending on the carrier, but you have the guns that are going to be taken care of. Well, my immediate response to jewelry is that if it's anything that's valuable, make sure that it's appraised
Yeah.
and taken care of. Yeah, because if it goes down the drain, guess what?
It's just
It's
No.
literally
Yeah.
15 grand down the drain.
Yeah.
What do you do now? You know what I mean? It's something essentially you have to prove.
Yeah.
Something essentially you'll have to have an appraisal for. You can make sure you're going to get that $15,000 with getting it appraised.
So, is there a benefit then to having a ledger like that? Does that
Absolutely.
help somebody
Absolutely.
when getting the coverage, or is it kind of just like?
It makes
Do you go and look at their ledger and say, okay, you have all of this, it equates to this much, this is the type of coverage we need? Or is it more of like, well, give me a rough estimate?
No, I mean, if you have it broken down with
Oh
the
my
ledger,
God.
her and her insurance agent were probably very
My
good
OCD
friends.
now makes me want to do all of this.
So we had a tree fall through our
Rhonda, number
house.
one. No, I'm just kidding.
We had a tree fall through our house, like, at this point, probably 10 years ago. And I remember my dad giving me a notepad, and he said that we still, to this day, have State Farm. I've been a member for, like, 16 years. I don't know how that's possible, because I'm 32. Like, literally, I had my permit insurance through them. But I don't know if it's because they knew my dad or what it was, but when this tree fell through our house, literally, my job was to go in each room and write down everything that was broken, everything that we lost. And then I had to look it up on Google to see how much it was and write it next to it. And then we literally just gave this legal pad of paper with my, like, 10-year-old handwriting on it. Just, not really, but, like, it would just seem so lax. Like, I didn't
Not
think,
official?
I didn't think that that's what was literally going to make up our insurance settlement,
Sure.
And it 100% was.
Sure.
Like, and they even asked me, they were like, oh, because the insurance guy was a guy, and he was talking to my friend, he's like, yeah, my wife has really expensive, like, hair tools. Does your teenage daughter have, like, hair tools? And the entire bathroom got ruined, so I had, like, a cheese straightener, I had a blow dryer, a curl, like, all the things.
It's a brand.
It's a brand.
It's a brand, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was, like, really cool back in the day. But it all added up to, like, almost $250, and he was like, oh, absolutely, put that on there.
Right.
So I was claiming stuff as simple as, like, a straightener. And
Right.
it seemed really crazy, but it was very simple, and he just,
But you have a
through
personal
everything.
you have a personal property limit,
yeah.
and say the personal property limit was 167,000. If you exceeded that, that's more than likely where you would have more of a issue. You get people who's like, oh, that TV was $5,000. Okay, yeah, in 2000.
Yeah.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
In year 2000.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you can get it for $243.
Right.
Very
So
true.
that's another thing. You get a lot of policies who have depreciated value on items as far as personal property, like with TVs. You can get guaranteed replacement costs on your roof, or guaranteed replacement costs on your home, or guaranteed replacement costs on your personal property. Yeah, it costs a little bit more, but guess what? You'll get $5,000
You'll
for
get
that
the
TV.
original value.
You'll get the original value of it. It's guaranteed replacement.
That's good to know.
How often would you suggest that somebody reevaluate their homeowner's insurance?
Every renewal.
Okay.
Yep. Every
you?
renewal. I mean, it can be a 5-minute conversation saying nothing has changed, or I now breed pit bulls.
I now have 6 ducks.
Well, yeah, but that's a conversation,
Yeah.
that people don't have. Well,
Right.
how is everything? Oh, the kids are fine. This is fine. That's fine.
Right.
What's new? Oh, I got a new dog. Well, you have a restricted list with a lot of carriers because of aggression or what have you. I personally think that it should be dog specific, not breed specific. I will come off my soapbox for that. I'm an advocate for the pit bull, but it's those conversations that should be had that all of a sudden your insurance guy didn't know, and say your golden retriever does bite somebody. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
only time that I have been bitten by a dog was a golden retriever and a Dalmatian. Never been bitten
Dalmatians
by.
are surprisingly mean.
Yeah,
Like,
I've never been bitten by a pit bull. Pit bulls love me.
Yeah, we've owned pit bulls, and I was attacked by a dog when I was 8, and like I have a huge scar on my stomach from it, and it was a black lab that I had known since
that's
I
what
was
I'm
like
saying.
5 years old.
My pit bull got
I will
out.
say my daughter did get attacked by a pit bull.
Okay. So,
But I got bitten by a German Shepherd.
Yeah,
And like you have German Shepherds. I got
They're
bit by
so
one when I was a
sweet.
kid.
gotcha.
You know?
Yeah.
Like
Were you scared of mine? No.
No.
Okay.
It should be dog specific.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
dog was aggressive.
My
Maybe not
pit
the
bull
breed.
Well, and-
got out, ran over to the neighbors. Granted, I get it. Ran over into somebody else's yard. But that dog, their dog, was like a, I don't even know, medium-sized dog. Attacked me. That's how I have all my scars.
That's a
Bite.
liability that most people don't talk about. I have a new dog, and okay, great. When most people get a new dog, the only person that knows is Facebook.
right.
If I'm not your friend on Facebook,
Yeah.
and I don't see the first 30 pictures, you know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
you can
True.
also follow me on Instagram and stuff like that. But if I don't see your pictures on Facebook, I don't know that you have a new dog as an insurance agent.
Yeah.
What is the insurance company going to say if you catch a liability claim that way? Who knows?
Right.
So that's why the annual review can be a phone call or a conversation, but you should obviously be having those small conversations with
Yeah.
your insurance agent as time progresses. If you don't have life insurance, and we've talked about it, I'm gonna bring it back up. Why haven't we, nailed this down? You're only getting older. The rate's only gonna get higher.
Right.
Why haven't we talked about this? Or kids going off to school. Is he taking a car? No. I mean, this is the season for that. Graduation
Yeah.
season's
Yeah.
right around the corner. And what are you doing with that extra vehicle?
Yeah.
Can they have it on campus? How is that going to be covered while they're away at Texas Tech? And we have an Indiana policy. Those type of conversations
Yeah,
should
sure.
be
Makes
had.
sense.
I didn't think about that.
I didn't either. If you live in
Yeah,
this state, but
that's
you're
why you
going
have
to
the
school somewhere
conversations.
else.
You spark the thoughts,
Yeah.
spark the questions.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, do you have a confession you would like to share with
More
everyone?
like a strange addiction.
Okay.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I am infatuated as I mature with my lawn.
With your
Lawn.
lawn.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
with my lawn.
Are
Why
you
is
that
that
person that
such
as
a thing?
soon as now it's starting to get warmer, you
I
are
am
Have you
working
mowed
on
itching
it?
already?
I have not, but I'm
Oh, I was
itching
gonna
to
say, are you-
seed and fertilize right now.
Okay.
Itching for it. Like I'm watching.
Are you watering all the time too? Then
Quite often,
Okay.
not now.
Why often?
Quite often though. But me and Carrie Peugeot and the WSBT weather team.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we're a team.
Okay.
They let me know what outside work I can do so
Love
that
that.
my lawn can be as green as
That's
possible.
hilarious. So
Yeah.
when
You
you
said
take care of your yard, are you
Yeah,
also
okay.
adding flowers for pollinators?
My wife is into
I was
gardening.
going to say, we're
Okay.
for your
So,
wife to
yeah,
look at.
for sure.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get a slab. I pulled up, no, excuse me, 1, 2, 3. I cut down 6 bushes so that we can make lavender and peppermint and
Okay.
Oh, like an herb garden.
like our
Yeah.
herb garden in the front of our house. So
Yeah.
those would be deterring of pests and
Yeah.
animals and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Marigolds and
Yeah.
I'm going to be restoring old bunk bed to be able to be a top planter for my
Cool.
wife as well.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
that's going to be fun. But
That's
as far
really
as the
cool.
grass, that is my strange addiction.
Yeah.
I follow many lawn guys from here to the West Coast.
That's your.
I like it.
Yeah.
I love the one on TikTok where he
He does all the stuff for free.
Oh, yeah.
no,
Oh,
well, yeah, I
that
love
guy's
him.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
SB
sure.
mowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one.
That guy's
But no, the other one where he used to work on a golf course, and now his yard, it is beautiful. It is so brightly green. He has different shoes for different spikes
Yeah.
for his yard and stuff.
That's aerated.
Aerating.
Yes, yeah.
That's a
I mean,
thing.
he is.
I've
We
found-
just have a spiky wheel that we put on the back of our lawnmower.
Yep.
Yeah, we have a giant
Do
like.
any of that.
And then we have like a 55-gallon drum that we fill with water.
Yeah,
that we
we have
smush
one of those
stuff down with.
Yeah.
It just sits in our
I'm doing
garage.
all
It
of
goes
that.
onto the back of our
Before,
mower.
however, though, I don't know why this is like one of the most fondest memories of my childhood. So like my parents built a house, and my dad insisted on like getting the landscape ready before like the landscapers, right?
sure.
Whatever. So tell me why this man took me there with a twin mattress that we had burned.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just the springs, right? And he had like woven in thicker, almost like fish netting,
Okay.
right? Told me to sit on it. So I had a boat pad, a blue boat pad with black handles, and I'm sitting on it on the thing, and he's dragging me around the air, and all the rocks, like the big rocks, are getting collected in
yeah.
the mattress and in the nets and
that's
stuff.
what-
I was so dirty, but it was
It's
so
so
much
much
fun.
fun.
It was so much fun, and
Yeah.
that was like that's like my dad's things too. He's kind of like into all the plants and all the everything.
That's a thing.
Can you take out insurance on your lawn?
There is
A separate policy?
There not a separate policy,
Isn't
but
it
you can
wild?
you can increase the coverage for trees and shrubs on the lawn.
Oh, really?
That's a thing.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
have
for
so
the
many
real
Because see,
enthusiasts.
I live in I lived in a historical neighborhood in Elkhart, and like we have the garden tour that would go around, and like there are immaculate yards
Oh, yeah.
on Jackson, on East Jackson,
Oh,
and like
they're definitely-
they have little plaques that say they're part of the Garden Society of
Yes.
Elkhart
Yeah.
County, and like all the things. So if I was doing like all of that with my yard, I'd be like,
So a fun fact:
Insure
a
this.
lot of those garden participants
Mm-hmm.
have special grass seed that they use.
Yeah.
really?
It's not just regular tall fescue or Kentucky
Yeah.
blue. It's actually something that is, and I'm trying to think of the name of the grass seed, but I can't remember it. This particular grass seed was here prior to everybody else being here. So it's
Okay.
actually more
So it's
like,
native.
well, and it's more like a restoration of the old home or something like that. We're
Okay.
keeping this alive in our
Okay.
area. So
That's
it's
cool.
A,
That's
it's
cool
a
to
reason
know.
why they sit it
That
So
sounds
aside.
really
cool.
cool.
Man, it's kind of
Strange
it looks
addiction.
different.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
looks
It
different.
is
Like
a
you
strange
can.
addiction.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you value the little things. People that
Secretly
have
judge
that.
houses when you go by
Every
every time.
time,
Every
yeah.
time.
I am the guy that will stop and it's like, those are some straight lines right there. Yeah, big ups to the guy
come
who
to my
did
house.
that.
Yeah.
Those are some straight lines right
Man,
there.
I want to do that. I do the same thing. I'll drive by and I'll be like, oh, look at that pattern. I want to
Yeah,
do that
exactly.
My
so
neighbor
bad,
does
but I
that.
don't know how.
That's me
So-
with the vacuum.
My neighbor next
realtor?
door is a realtor.
Right.
Yeah.
And his yard is
Immaculate.
always.
Yeah, you said
immaculate.
that in one of the other episodes. You said it was so nice.
And then the people that moved in next to us last year, they've been doing a lot of work. Whatever. It's not as much as the other guy, but then there's another realtor.
Couple doors down.
Yeah, couple doors down. And we talked about the guy between us,
Yeah.
and she's like, I just feel like I can't keep up.
Yeah.
Me too. Like I feel embarrassed. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is terrible looking
Yeah.
compared to.
There's
what
our
they're doing.
neighbor. She
Peer pressure as adults.
It
It's just
is.
turned to
It's
lawn.
awful.
It
Go from
is.
lunch
It
boxes
really
to
is,
lawns.
It is.
There is the neighbor to my left. She works in sprinkler systems.
I got a neighbor
So-
that does that too.
Of course, her yard
Yeah.
is gorgeous. If she had just mowed it and we go out and mowed, if our lines are not even, she's out again fixing it because
That's too
because
much.
it's not level with hers.
Maybe I'm not that bad.
Yet.
But-
Yeah, she'll be like, wait a second. I was
Case
gonna
in
say like,
point.
Yeah.
ooh, I gotta
Yeah.
fit my lines are
Oh
messed
my
up.
God.
Yeah.
know.
So I actually mow my yard and my neighbor's yard, and she's
Good neighbor.
older. Her
Yeah.
wife, I mean her
Yeah,
husband
good neighbor.
is,
Go back
is
to our
not,
other episode.
not in the best of health right now. So I've been helping her out since she's moved in, and even the neighbor before she passed, I cut her yard as well. So
It's not for them. It's for you.
Oh,
Don't lie
100%.
about it.
Yeah.
it's a vibe. I'm not even gonna hold
Then
you.
now the whole neighborhood's gonna be looking real
Yeah.
nice because
They're all gonna like
They're
start
all gonna
walking
learn
with
that
the
you like to
gimp
do
and
yards.
stuff.
There is that contagion, if you will, that when one person cuts their
Yeah.
grass,
Yeah,
all
it
of
just
a
starts
sudden-
going.
Well, it's like it's I don't know, Friday evening and somebody else can start cutting their grass.
It's adult peer pressure.
You almost can guarantee.
Like, oh,
two
you're
other
watering?
people are.
Yeah.
Maybe I should water.
Yeah, exactly. My grass was looking a little long there.
Wow, yours looks
Thanks
real
for that
short.
reminder.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Okay, let me do that.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
love
That
it.
is good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us
My pleasure.
and
Yeah.
sharing all the information about insurance. And if you have any questions or want to reach out to Ryan, we will put his information, and then I'll probably put it somewhere up on to the video as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to him. And as always, thank you for listening.
Thanks.
Bye.